Hello people, hello Twitch. Back for another Terraria stream. Typical Saturday. This is the last day of the first week of my new schedule. That was kind of confusing, but I started my new schedule on last Sunday, and I'm about to finish out the week. So, pretty happy about that. Been going pretty well. Um, my biggest concern but before I start talking about why I'm an invisible ring of fire here, but my biggest concern with that new schedule was obviously going to be Tiny Tina's. Um, Streaming in the morning, I'm not used to streaming, not like that early in the morning, but it's at 10 o'clock instead of 12 o'clock. So I was just you know kind of worried that if I wasn't awake and alert, that I wouldn't be able to play the game super well, and on top of all the performance issues with that game, I was kind of worried about it, but it went fine. But yeah, as you can see here, I am a invisible ring of fire, um, and that is because I actually did remember what I was supposed to do before this week, and I went ahead and got most of the potion powers from the Blood Moon, gathering a bunch of blood orbs and then taking those to the alchemy table. And I was able to make most of the potion powers from that. And apparently, I didn't know this, but you could just keep the potion powers in your piggy bank and they'll work as if they're in your inventory. Not really sure why that is, if that's just a feature of Louis AFK or if that's some kind of bug or something like that. I don't know. But regardless, we've got all of our potion powers in here. Excuse me, sorry. I just ate my breakfast and I absolutely did not warm up my voice, so probably gonna be clearing my throat for a few minutes here at least. But yeah, I can just keep everything in my piggy bank, and um, it still works perfectly fine. And I got a lot more potion powers than I had last stream. We got Scroll of Basic Buffs. I ended up finding Major Food. Apparently, if you catch some gold worms on the floor, you can cook those into a certain type of food. If you have 3 apples, you can make those into an apple pie, and that's a major food. And every once in a while, just in the overworld here, you can see a pig, like an animal, like the mob, the pig. I think I can show you here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, sorry. Every once in a while, you'll see one of these guys running around, and if you kill them, you get bacon, which is also a major food. So I got 1 piece of bacon, I think 2 apple pies, and 2 golden worms, which again you can craft. Alright, I just realized I muted myself when I was typing. I was trying to say that I found some major food from piggies, which drop bacon, and golden worms, which you can craft into certain food. Can't show you the food right now, but if I find another gold worm, I'll show that off. But yeah, I had a piece of bacon, 2 apple pies, and 2 golden delights, they're called. So I use those as my major food, and I combine that into the scroll. So now we have the basic buff scroll, we have the magic scroll, which we had before, scroll of damage, which we did not have. This is extra damage, extra crit chance, and extra minion for summon builds. extra knockback and thorns, and Inferno, which is this big old fire ring around us. Scroll of the Arena, which we already had with the campfires and the heart lanterns and all that stuff. Scroll of Ranged. We had the archery potion, but we got the ammo reservation potion from Blood Orbs. And Scroll of Defense, which is Life Force, Iron Skin, I think, or the other one that's similar to Iron Skin, Endurance. That's the one, Endurance. Heart Reach, and there's another one in here that I can't remember. We got that one now. We have Tipsy, which is for melee damage. Then we have Scroll of the Explorer, which we had almost all of these before. This is, I think, Splunker, Danger Sense, and Hunter Potion. And this one is Scroll of Flight, so Gravitation and Featherfall, which we did not have either of those. This one's Invisibility here. This one is Calming Power, so reduced enemy spawns. And this one's Increased spawns, and you can toggle those from the menu here. So if I want, just less spawns, I'll just turn on the Calming Potion without the Battle Potion. And vice versa if I want increased spawns. There's that. And we have improved sharpening station, ammo box, and a war table, which increase melee capabilities, range capabilities, and give you an extra sentry for summon builds, respectively. So yeah, we got a lot done with the Blood Moon and the Blood Orbs and the alchemy table. Oh, and we also got the Scroll of Travels, which allows me to teleport back home at will, like a magic mirror. And if I want to teleport back to where I just was, then I hit another hotkey and it does that. And now we get around a little bit more easily. There's that. All my gear is the same. I did not get any new gear or anything like that, so that's all the same. No new weapons or nothing like that. And I removed the fishing pole from the fish harvester in the underworld because I just don't need the fish anymore. All we needed the flarefin koi and the obsidifish. All we needed those for was a potion of return for the scroll of travels and the inferno potion, and we have both of those now. So I just don't need those fish anymore. So that's all done. There's a couple things in there that I think will help with fighting the boss, because we are still fighting the boss, or trying to fight the boss ultimately. I think the scroll of basic buffs will help, because it includes the major food buff, which we didn't have before. Scroll of damage is probably going to help out a little bit, because we didn't have Inferno before. Scroll of ranged might help, because that's just a flat boost to bow and arrow damage, which we are not using right now, to be fair, but later on that can help. And Scroll of Defense will also help, because we did not have Life Force before, but now we do. So we have an extra 80 health that we can use for the fight. Scroll of the Explorer could help, because we get increased vision in the dark and night vision. That can help with visibility. And maybe we can make use of gravitation during the fight, if we, if we want to move around a little bit, I guess, more efficiently. That's kind of it. There's not a lot that we can, use for the boss fight. It's just kind of nice to get all of these crossed off the list. But yeah, a lot of these I feel like are not going to really be used a lot in the boss fight. And if you're curious, these are the powers that we have left to collect. I think there's a handful of other things as well that don't show up on that list. I'll show you those as well. And once we acquire all of those things, we can combine all of them, all of the different scrolls, to a single item, and that will do everything just in that single item. We can put that back in the piggy bank. So we have the Scroll of the Explorer. Scroll of Combat is a bunch of different scrolls combined into one, so that's a lot of stuff. Scroll of Fishing we have, Scroll of Travels we have, Scroll of Flight we have, Visibility we have, Teleportation, we can get that pretty easily with more Blood Orbs. Battle Power, Peaceful Power, and Scroll of Lux are going to be a bit tricky, because Battle Power and Peaceful Power have items that you cannot craft with Blood Orbs, so we're going to have to just collect those naturally. And Scroll of Lux, I believe, is a combination of like potions, gnomes, and ladybugs or something like that. So we're going to have to go out and like collect stuff. So that's going to be a whole thing. So yeah, we'll be working towards that over time. Let me show you what we need to combine for the Scroll of Damage. It's like I said, that's like all these scrolls combined into just, you know, the Scroll of Combat. We have the Scroll of Basic Buffs, Scroll of Damage, we have that. Scroll of Defense, we have that. Scroll of Magic, we have that. Scroll of Melee is Ichor and Tipsy. We have Tipsy, but we can't get Ichor yet until Hard Mode. That's going to be on hold for a little bit. Scroll of Ranged, we do have. Scroll of the Stations, we almost have. That's also locked to Hard Mode. And Scroll of the Arena, we do have. So, we're almost done with this. But we need the Crystal Ball power, the Unlimited Sliced Cake power, which I actually have no idea where we get that from. So, yeah, I'll have to look out for that. Unlimited Sunflower, I think that's, that goes into luck. So, that's another thing we have to get as well. But yeah, we have to get Crystal Balls and Sliced Cake and a Bewitching Table. I don't know why I crossed this off the list. We don't have the Bewitching Table yet. We can get the Bewitching Table from the dungeon when we get there. Crystal Ball is going to be in hard mode. And like I said, I don't know where we get Sliced Cake. So we're going to have to wait on that. But that will complete the Scroll of the Stations. And then Ichor, like I said, is locked to hard mode. So we're going to have to get that then. And that will round out this entire scroll. And we'll use that to contribute to the that everything book. So yeah, there we go. A lot of explaining, a lot of talking about nonsense, basically, but that's what I've been doing. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else for me to do here before we just, you know, try to attempt the boss and try to get past it. I don't think there is. I didn't really do anything else besides, you know, the blood orb farming. Oh, I guess we could get a honey bucket, the lava bucket, and the water bucket from fishing and the fishing quests. So we could make the, I think it was called like the ultimate liquid manipulator. I think that's the name of it. We can get that at some point. That's about it though. There's nothing else for us to do right now. Like I said, there are a few more potions to grab from the Blood Moon. That's kind of it. I can do those off stream. They're not essential to us right now. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start the attempts. I'm gonna go ahead and toggle a couple of these powers, like the biome site here, or the Splunker potion, because we just don't need those for the boss fight. It's just gonna create a bunch of visual clutter for us to get distracted with. So, I'm gonna turn those off. Danger Sense and Hunter. I don't really. Actually, I'm gonna keep those on because maybe we can see the minions spawned by the boss a little bit more easily. Inferno potion, this visual here. It's always gonna be on. It's just whether or not we see the visual here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off because we still do get the effect of it, regardless. Invisibility we don't need. I think it's going to confuse me more than anything. I won't be able to see where I'm going. Featherfall we don't need, because we need to be able to, you know, move around like normal. Gravity control, I'll keep on. I don't think I'll use it that much, but I'll keep on just in case. Then we don't need the Battler potion, so I'll turn that off. I think that might be it. Oh, biome site, right. There we go. Alright, I think that's it. I think we're ready to get started here. Like I said, no new gear. We're just going to do the same strategy we've been doing with ranged damage, primarily. We're going to keep these stress pills on us. I was trying to debate whether or not I want to keep the stress pills or the fungal clump. I'll go ahead and keep the stress pills so we can charge up adrenaline a little bit faster. And yeah, I guess we're just going to be doing this the entire time. I'm trying to remember last week when I took a look at that Reddit thread. Oh, hold on, sorry. Somebody's knocking at my door. Alright, sorry, my mom was trying to talk to me. What was I saying? Oh, I was trying to remember last week when I looked at that Reddit thread that was talking about what people did to beat this boss. And from what I remember, obviously I can just take a look at the thread at any point. I might, depending on how this fight goes. But from what I remember, not this fight, sorry. Preparations for this fight really all had to do with, like, the alchemy table. I remember he did mention, or, you know, whoever commented, they mentioned using summoner weapons and, like, sentries and minions and stuff like that to help with DPS. So if we really have to do that, we can do that and kind of break some of my rules for the series. But other than that, I think they were basically just using the alchemy table. Any gear they might have mentioned, I think, was past this point of progression, so we would have to skip around for that. And again, using minions and all that stuff is kind of breaking my rules, so I don't want to do that if I don't have to. This is going a lot better than before, though. That's the furthest we've gotten in the boss fight. We actually almost won there. But maybe we don't really need to do that at all, actually. I think if we just keep trying at it, and we get a good attempt going, we can shave off that last 2,000 health pretty easily. Maybe if we do use the fungal clump, we can make that happen a little bit more easily. Let's try it. I really didn't expect those couple of buffs that we were missing, like the major food buff and the Inferno buff. I think has been helping out with like taking care of like crowd control a little bit. There's a handful of other ones I can't remember the name of, but I didn't expect those to be helping out as much as they are. But I guess they are, so pretty happy about that. I wonder also, I don't think I mentioned this, never really came up, but I wonder if when we combine the different powers into a scroll, if they get like a small buff from being combined into the same item or not. There's nothing that would indicate that they do, but I couldn't really tell you without looking at the source code. Alright, I wish Fungal Clump would go for these hearts up here. They're giving us the most trouble, I would say. Oh, okay. Alright, we're about at the same point we were last time. We almost have our potion back, but I am almost dead as well. Ah, okay. Alright, if we had a potion there, if we would just, you know, stay alive for like literally 1 or 2 more seconds there, I think we would have had it. So let's try again. It's just going to be about dodging and staying alive that much longer. I'm also going to set my recall to bring me back to the corruption every time I die. So I just shave off a little bit of time, so I don't have to, you know, walk back here every single time. Alright, I think I'm in the rhythm now, a little bit. My hands are getting back into it. Oh, I think Inferno Potion's actually getting rid of the vile spit before it actually reaches me. I didn't even realize that. I thought I was just getting really lucky on my dodges. Alright, alright, alright. Getting tossed around pretty good over here. Alright, alright. I'm trying to remember if there was a potion. Oh, we do have to walk every time. Apparently our recall waypoint or coordinate gets reset every time we die, so gonna have to walk back every time. That's fine. I'm trying to think if there is any potions that we can get, like the luck potion, if that even does anything. I don't really know what luck does in the game, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, obviously you would think luck is like, I don't know, maybe like more money per kill and like an increased chance to get rarer drops. And I guess that might be it, but I don't know. Maybe it also is like chance of critical hits type of thing. I don't know. I don't really know what that affects in the game. So we could get that if we really need to, if we really get desperate. And we could get the unlimited sunflower, I think, as well. We just buy a bunch of sunflowers from the Dryad. I don't really know what sunflowers do. I think they, is this, I think this is it right here. Movement speed increased and monster spawns reduced. I think that's the sunflower effect. So if we have that, we would just be a little bit faster and spawn even less enemies. I guess could be somewhat useful, but I don't know. Where's this tumor at? Probably turn off the calming potion while I try to find one. I see one on the radar there. I don't see it on the map. Oh, it's right there. Alright. Gonna try again. Ah, I was trying to wait till we charged up adrenaline. But unlucky there. So how's everyone's week been? I feel like we might be here for a little bit longer than anticipated. Had a pretty dull week for the most part, I would say. Like I said, my schedule change has been going fine. The morning streams are good. I'm gonna have to get used to getting up a little bit earlier, because I definitely do feel a little bit less focused when I start the streams. But I think generally I feel fine after like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. Something like that. But yeah, my week has been pretty... not too eventful. I mean, some stuff has happened, for sure. I guess one thing that happened is pretty fun. So my parents rent this house that we live in. We don't own the house. So a lot of the stuff in here, like the fridge, the oven, the microwave, all that stuff, like the appliances, the not the furniture, but like just like the light fixtures and stuff like that. We can't change that because we don't own the house. And for some, oh, we're about to beat the boss. Oh, yay! The sky is glittering with cyan light. The hive mind has been defeated. Oh, is that area light? Do we get area light now? I'm gonna have to try that like right now. Anyways.